Those heart pills never were found. You know how careful I am about counting the medication, Amy.
Oh, I know. She's a nut about that.
Well, they could have been swept up and thrown away.
Oh, no. We searched every square inch of the floor after the medication spill. I hope everyone understands that.
Well, if I hear any criticism, I'll defend Your Honor.
Even Dr. Weber agrees with me.
Fallon, how was the quarter meeting this month?
Oh, somewhere between awful and miserable. I expect New Year's to be the same.
Well, you're out Scrooging Scrooge. He was at least happy by the end of Christmas Day.
Mind if I change the subject? I was wondering what happened about those missing drugs. Evidently, they still haven't turned up.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that, Al.
I wouldn't be worried about it either, except for the fact of hearing your name involved with it from Nurse Flemming.
I can't very well be responsible for everything that's said here in the hospital, can I?
Why is it I think that you know exactly what Nurse Flemming's talking about?
Because it's a subject I don't want to talk about. It happens to be a private matter.
No. When it comes to missing medication, it's a hospital matter.
Not to tell me about my hospital responsibilities. How about yourself?
What are you implying?
You have a job, do it. I have one, I'll do it. Don't play detective.
Yes, come in.
I have word from the governor's office, Mr. Dean.
What, did he come through with a decision?
His aide says you can expect the word tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I see. All right, thank you very much.
Meredith's time?
Well, I better look at that townhouse today. I mean, as soon as possible, because, you know, if Sean gets a pardon, and I pray that he does, he's going to want his apartment back.
I'm ready when you are. It's my lunch break.
All right, hold this. I've got to go over to, the General Hospital, because I've got to speak to somebody there and get some information.
I'll go with you. Maybe I can shortcut things for you.
Well, no, this is police business. I really should talk to him alone. But you can come with me.
All right.
Keep an eye on the office while we're out.
All these business problems here.
Oh, that's all right. It's all getting a little out of hand, isn't it?
Yes, well, Grant isn't making any progress in getting the Egyptians to lift the quarantine of the ship. It's like a vicious circle. The ship's not going anywhere. The medical supplies aren't being sold, so the suppliers have their back orders and they want their money.
I don't know how much longer I can count on the bankers to ride this thing out, either.
I don't know how much longer you can count on me either. This has been really difficult for me.
Felicia, it's not your fault.
Well, I hate letting you down like this.
You are not letting me down. I'm letting you down. I'm letting the company down, and I cannot get back in the driver's seat until I've got all of these legal matters that are bugging me under control, all right?
I take it you haven't heard from Albany.
No, and time is running out soon.
Excuse me, Felicia, I need to speak with Sean.
Sure.
No, I'll keep him on.
Okay, call me if you want to talk some more about this.
Right.
Just got the results. Blood tests.
You don't look happy about it.
No, I'm not. There are traces of heart medication here. Would you like to explain to me how that got there? And do me a favor, tell me the truth, because if you don't, I'm going straight to Steve Hardy. Let's have it, all right?
All right.
Hey, Rick, could I close the door? Unless you want the entire world to hear everything you're saying.
I just would like Sean to tell me the truth, that's all.
Yes, I heard you. Well, I'll tell you the truth. I gave Sean the heart medication.
Oh, now, wait a minute,
Don't
Monica.
cover for me, Sean.
Just a second. You prescribed this? That's very hard to believe. Why would you do something like that?
Well, let's just say I am guilty of bad judgment.
Now, Monica, I am not going to let
Would you stay out of it, please? This is between Rick and myself, and I suggest we talk privately.
Oh, then we have a great deal to talk about, Monica. I have a couple other patients I can see on this floor. You talk to him, and then I'll talk to you in the lounge in 15 minutes.
Anna. Oh,
Hi.
Monica, hello. Listen, have you heard anything about the governor and the pardon for Sean?
Oh, yes. I did, yes. The governor contacted my office just before I came here. He said that he'll be making the decision tomorrow.
Oh. Well, I gotta tell you, whatever it is, I will be glad it's over.
You know, I just hate having to put Sean through all this.
Do you think I should tell Sean that the decision will be tomorrow?
Well, you're the doctor. I honestly would leave that up to you.
Okay. Excuse me, is that a question or an accusation?
Don't play games with me. I read his chart. You did not prescribe medication, and yet you said you didn't. Why? Trying to cover for him?
Rick, will you calm down?
I ask you a question, Monica.
Yeah, well, you've asked me several questions. Could we possibly just get out of the line of traffic here? Excuse me. All right, here.
All right. Now, where'd he get the medication? He stole it, right?
There are other ways than stealing to get your hands on medication, Rick.
The only other way I know is to prescribe it. Now, if you didn't prescribe it, did you steal it? Give me a break, Monica.
Why don't you give Sean a break? He's the one who's in trouble, Rick. He is drowning in all you can think of is hospital rules.
Oh, what I am thinking about is your medical career, in case you're so far gone that you can't.
Wait, just excuse me. What do you mean so far gone?
Your marital problems are none of my business, but when you are involved with someone who has a criminal offense, and what you have now done is a new criminal offense, you are putting your degree and your very medical life on the line. Do you understand that?
So what are you going to do?
I don't have any choice. I have to report what's happening.
Don't, Rick, please. Please, I really mean this. Don't do anything for 24 hours. That's all we need. Because the governor is going to decide whether or not Sean gets a pardon in 24 hours. Please, Rick. Please.
Must be as crazy as you. You got 24 hours.
Oh, thank you.
You are pushing this friendship to the limit. I hope you realize that.
You are a good friend, you know that. Listen, I will be eternally grateful.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Quartermain.
Got a minute?
Well, that's about all I got. I'm due for a residence meeting right now, but what can I do for you?
You were talking to Nurse Flemming earlier on today, weren't you?
Yes, what about it?
She takes a lot of pride in her work, doesn't she?
That's an understatement.
She wouldn't be careless about medication, now, would she?
Oh, not Nurse Flemming.
Thank you, just checking.
This is very, very interesting. But
Rick, can I talk to you for a minute?
I'll catch up with you then.
I'd like to continue on the subject we were talking about earlier on about Sean Donnelly.
I thought we covered that subject very well earlier.
Covered it? We hardly scratched the surface.
First of all, what do you mean we? He is not your patient, is he?
If he was my patient and I'd ordered blood tests, I would have had the results go into the records. You ordered blood tests and the results didn't go in the records.
Where'd you hear that?
Nurse Flemming, what's going on?
Ellen, this is none of your business. I suggest you stick to your patients, all right?
You want to tell me everything that's going on, or you want me to talk about my concern to the Chief of Staff? I don't like what I've been hearing.
I'm personally investigating the possibility that Sean Donnelly may have faked his condition. I need another day to be sure of those suspicions.
Sean's faking it? That wouldn't surprise me.
For his sake, I hope he's not.
I want to tell you, I'm more worried about you than about him. I wouldn't wait too long to come up with that answer if I were you.
I need 24 hours.
I'll give you that.
What do you mean you'll give me that?
You've got 24 hours to come up with an answer. I'm going to Steve.
Butt out, Ellen.
Does Monica know about your suspicions?
Leave Monica out of this as well.
Why? Donnelly's her patient, not yours.